So, just to kind of restart where we were, the Canadian government has brought in a piece of legislation. It hasn't passed yet, it hasn't even been debated or amended yet. That would allow them to basically arrest anybody who they feel has done hate speech or has advocated for genocide or advocated harm or said a certain group of people is violent or basically anything. There's no real definition or advocated harm, any of these things. And if you are found guilty of doing this, you are able to. The punishment is being increased up to life in prison. So, if the Canadian government determines that you are violating freedom of speech, if you're saying something hateful, then that means that you can be put in jail for the rest of your life. They're also adding in mechanisms where if you can report people and you can get money as part of reporting people. If you report people and they fine, you can get part of the fine. I was just looking at the bill a minute ago. So it includes stuff like that. So the original purpose of this was supposed to be to like crack down on people who were sending explicit pictures to minors or like child pornography or revenge porn laws and stuff like it's to strengthen that. It's to protect the kids, but they tacked all this other shit onto it. So that's kind of where we are at the moment, and it's just I'm just trying to figure out what to do. Now I talked about this a couple months ago, and no developments happened with regards to this. Once again, this might not pass. This might get amended. The NDP has said that they support it, so it has the votes to pass. Ironically, the thing that I'm most hoping for is the Muslim community. The Muslim community, or maybe Justin Trudeau's supporter base, will figure out that this will allow them to arrest anyone who says "Free Palestine" as a form of genocide against the Israelis. So maybe that'll help. But honestly, I'm just not really sure what to do at this point in time. My current thinking is I'm going to see if this passes. I'll figure out when it goes into effect. And before then, I think what I'll do is I'll just go through and delete anything, both here and on BitChute and on Odyssey, that could be considered hate speech, which is probably going to be most of the stuff, a lot of my stuff. Probably everything other than history videos or movie reviews, or maybe some stuff like my video on fiscal inceldom. That wasn't really promoting hate against anybody. I can leave some of that stuff up, and I'll just have to like not talk about a lot of issues that I normally talk about. I'm not even sure like what is covered under it. Like, would the Ukraine cinematic universe be considered like advocating genocide? I mean, I don't think I've ever in any of those videos celebrated the death of people. I've made fun of like the casualties. I've made fun of the absurdity of it. I don't think I've ever though. Maybe someone can correct me. I might be wrong. I don't think I've ever like said, "Oh boy, I hope the Ukrainian people get wiped out," or "I hope the Russian people get wiped out." I don't think I ever said anything like that. So, but I might not be able to do that anymore because that might be considered Russian disinformation. That might be considered hate speech. Although, as always, unless I forget, the only reason I don't post sources is if I forget. But my sources are entirely like from mainstream Western publications. So, once again, I guess that means that like CBC is and BBC are Russian bots. But yeah, I'm not really sure. I feel like I'm just gonna have to delete like a lot of stuff. I don't want to like lose my channel, but maybe let's just take a look. Let's see what stuff would I have to delete here. Um, okay, maybe it's not as bad as I thought. Um, okay, I have to get rid of this because this is hate speech. Uh, okay, let me see if I can. Is that better? I don't know. I tried turning something else off. Is the buzzing still bad? I don't know. That should be like literally everything. I'm not sure what else there even is to turn off. Anyways. So that could stay up. Freerin can definitely stay up. There's nothing like objectionable in that. I don't know about stuff like this though, like where I make fun of Olaf Scholz. Like, is that hate speech? Is that me advocating for genocide or something? That I'm like making fun of him? I don't know. Um, that could probably stay. Okay, so a lot of this stuff could probably actually stay more than maybe I thought. Uh, some of this stuff would be considered probably conspiracy theories or something like that. I don't know if my deep state video would. I'm generally like at least somewhat careful in what I say. I'm just trying to go through this and seeing what actual videos I would have to remove. I definitely have to remove that one, that the two-state solution is a pleasant fantasy. Um, okay. Is that help at all? Hmm. I don't know. Maybe it's the particular cable I'm using. Let me try a different cable. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. It's I honestly can't. Would there be a place where we can still see these? No. Nope. I would have to take them down altogether. It's not a platform issue. It's not a YouTube issue. It's not a uh like if it was just YouTube, that was like if the government was just telling YouTube to kick me off, like that would be one thing. But it's not as the issue isn't being deplatformed. This is very different from being deplatformed. Here, I'm just gonna try changing my cable in my mic. Completely. Okay, there we go. Maybe that'll work a bit better. I changed the USB cable I was using for my mic. But no, this isn't an issue with deplatforming. If this was an issue with deplatforming, like it could be addressed elsewhere, but that's not the problem. Um, the problem is hate speech laws. So there's no way to enforce such a thing. Well, I mean, I don't know. There might be. I think most of my actual videos are probably okay. Um, I'm gonna have to tone down a lot of the edgy humor in some of them. I probably can't talk about Israel anymore. Um, no, I'm not gonna go totally apolitical. I'm just gonna have to like censor a lot of stuff. I'm not sure exactly what I'll need to do, but I'll have to think about it. Maybe I'll have to take down the videos where I like say that I want to that pedos deserve the death penalty. I'll probably have to take that down. I'll probably have to take down the videos where I say like, is there still a buzzing? It's got to be my mic because I've unplugged literally everything that causes a noise on my end. So it's weird because I can't hear it myself. Like when people tell me they can hear it, I can't. I don't know if that's just a let me see. Let me see. Oh no, I can hear it a bit. Okay, I'll have to figure that out at some point in time. Yes, I have headphones on. I do have headphones on. Okay, I see what you mean. I often don't hear it. Okay, well, I'll figure that out at some point in time. Okay, well, I'll check that out, but that's kind of a side note. It's probably something weird with my mic settings. Maybe it's like an issue with my sound card or something like that. I'm not sure. I haven't changed anything about it. I have a pretty okay mic too, so let me just see here. Would turning down the audio quality help? Let's see here. Yeah, I'm sorry, everybody. I'll try to fix it later. I don't know why it's doing that. But yeah, so I looking at it actually now, I don't think I'll have to delete that much. I generally think I don't say that many things that are like completely crazy. Or anything like that, but once again, it's very hard because there's no real guidelines for any of this stuff. There's no real explanations for any of these. No, I'm sorry. I get that I can be kind of technically incompetent. I don't want to, like, if you guys are going to spend the time to listen to me ramble on. No, the bill is only in its first reading. It hasn't been debated yet, and it hasn't passed. So I'm not sure if that's it's going to. It might not. It might also just get modified and changed around a bit, and they might take some parts of it off. I would say leave Canada, but they're increasingly making it unaffordable. Yeah, but I have like a pretty decent job now. I have a job. I make decent money. I'm thinking I'm probably gonna buy a condo some point in the foreseeable future, and I'll get a mortgage and start paying that off. Probably not a very large mortgage. Hopefully I can get it done in like 6 or 7 years, but I just kind of got my life together, and I kind of don't want to give that up. So I'm not sure. That's the problem. I think it's probably what I have in my videos is probably fine. I'm probably gonna have to try to do something about my streams and some of the stuff I say on my streams. Here, I'm gonna try switching to my webcam's audio. Let me know if this is better. Okay, is that audio any better? Um, no, I can't re-upload things. That's not how this works. Okay, so it's my microphone. I'll have to get a different one. Um, is this? Would you prefer I go back to the previous one, or I could just get a new mic? I probably am due for one. They don't seem to last particularly long. Um, uh, is that better? I moved the mic closer to my face. I'm using the mic on my webcam now. So uh yeah, so I don't know. I guess it's not as bad looking at what I have. I'm just gonna have to go through probably some of the stuff. Yeah. Sounds like every expert consultant and every MSM video, male sex. No, I can't say that anymore. MSM video. Well, this is my webcam, so I mean, yeah, it's not going to be as good. Maybe it's my device's arm that's not working. So let me try taking it out of this. Um. Okay, is the buzz still there? I took it out of the. I have like a boom mic stand that I had it in, so I tried taking it out of that. So maybe that's the issue. Now, oh, the buzzing's gone. Oh, okay. Then it must be the Okay, it must be the boom mic stand I have. Okay, I will get rid of that then. Okay, so that works. I literally just have it propped up against a like a bottle of Advil. So okay, well that's good. At least we figured that out. So maybe what's happening is my boom mic stand. It's something is like my monitors or my computer or something is vibrating and it's transferring into that. So okay, well that's good then. I'll maybe I'll get like just a simpler stand or something like that. Not like a boom stand, but something. Maybe it was me trying to be too fancy or something like that. But yeah, so I guess that's where I am at the moment in terms of my thinking on this issue. I don't want to give up the channel. I'm just gonna have to be more careful about what I say. There's certain topics I just won't be able to cover anymore. But once again, like looking at what I cover, like let's go through some of this. Okay, so is this promoting hate? Like, could this be considered promoting hate? Now, I can't talk about Israel, so this stuff is all going to have to come down because you can't say anything about Israel. Um, I'm probably going to have to take down stuff like on Project Liberal. I'm not sure how much it directly applies to things you say about other people, but I honestly feel like I don't think they like. So by and large, I think an advantage I have, and people say this, is I do have quite a few people who watch me who are liberals or consider themselves on the left or otherwise don't agree with me, but they say, you know what, you sound more reasonable. You don't sound like you're an unhinged psycho. You tend to make sense when you talk, and you tend to acknowledge the other side, and that's something I try to do. I just try to be real with you guys, and that was the promise I made when I started this channel. Is that I would just try to be real, and sometimes I have to censor my opinions. Sometimes I can't really express it directly, but I try to be honest about things. So, like, if I disagree with something somebody on my side says, I try to point that out, or if I think something's factually inaccurate, I try to point that out, and I try not to do too much in the way of like bad optic shit, like putting swastikas and stuff, or yelling 1488, or talking about how awesome Hitler was, or any of those things. Partially, it's just because I have ideological oppositions to some of it, but also I find, and this is something I found growing up, that if for a lot of people, if you can speak without using certain things, like not using slurs or not using certain talking points, very often it won't trigger the particular flags in the NPC brain, and you can actually get away with a lot more stuff than you might think about. Maybe I'll also just have to be more vague about some stuff. What that I say. I'm not gonna go back and go through like all my streams because I'm sure I made some edgy jokes in those, but I don't think that's exactly what they're looking for per se. So I think that's where we're gonna go with stuff. Which reminds me, I need to go back and and edit some of these things. What was I thinking of again? Um, oh yeah, so I've been maybe something a little more positive. I've been reading. I started reading the Bible again. I'm going to see if I can get through it. The problem with reading the Bible is just there's a lot of like if you're trying to read it from like beginning to end, it's a there's a lot of like digressions in it, like genealogies or stuff like Psalms or Proverbs. I might not go through that, but I'm enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would. I'm actually enjoying Leviticus and Deuteronomy a lot more than I thought I would. I feel like going through the legal code that was set up in Deuteronomy. New atheists didn't actually read the Old Testament. Like they didn't read any of the actual legal code because most of it is very. If you forgive the cringy term modern, like requiring multiple witnesses, um, very strong impartiality before the law. Hearsay isn't really a thing. If you falsely accuse someone, you bear the punishment. Complete condemnation of bribery. There's a lot of like stuff in it that I feel like is actually the basis of our modern legal code. But they kind of take like a couple weird things or a couple things that are on PC and just say the whole thing is bad. Like, I don't know what to say. But no, I'm enjoying that. Something I notice whenever I read the Old Testament is how forecasted Christ coming is. Like if you start to go through it, you really see a lot of hints towards it and signs towards things that he said later on. But I don't know. I'm just gonna have to. I'm gonna hold off doing anything too dramatic until the bill actually gets passed and until it gets passed in its current form. Until then, who knows? This could die in committee. This could. Justo said he was going to do this like 3 years ago and he didn't. So we'll just have to see, I guess. I am going through the audiobook of the New King James Version, which I'm quite enjoying actually. Um, it has the rhythmic aspect to it. Actually, in the audiobook, I'm listening to the voice actor for Moses is really good. I really enjoy the voice they got for him. It really helps. But I think it's a good way. It kind of because they didn't completely translate all of the old words. Like they still say like firmament and stuff like that. Um, but they got rid of like the these and thous and just cleaned it up, so I don't really have any trouble following along or understanding it. Interestingly, it's what the Orthodox use. So Western Orthodox, I think most of them, or at least some of them, use either the King James version or the New King James version, because it's based on the text that they use in Greek. So, but no, that's where that's at the moment, and it's sad, but I really don't want to leave leave it behind. Uh, I don't know. People I've talked to, there's so many things. I kind of put Bible translations into the I can't say that word. Well, no, actually, it's not gonna. In the G slur or not G slur category, wherein some of them will say stuff like son of persons or son of people instead of son of man or stuff like that, or like the gender neutral stuff. I kind of feel like there's theirs and then there's like ones that aren't that bad. So, anyways, that's about all I had to say. If people have any thoughts or suggestions, please put them in the comments down below. Just wanted to say, and I did a post about this the other day, that I love you guys. I really, it does mean the world to me. Especially when I look and I see people who like have a much bigger presence on social media or stuff like that, and I'm getting like as many views as they are. It blows me away, and there's lots of stuff on uh, YouTube that I think is much better quality than what I do, and it gets no views. And I always get at least some of you guys to come out, and we I feel like we have a good rapport. Like I can just kind of be real with you and stuff like that, and I really appreciate it. And as I've said, gratitude is it's something that's very hard. It's something that takes a lifetime to master. Well, maybe not even master, but to figure it out. But I am grateful for you guys, and I appreciate it. Um, I really do. I don't always respond to comments. I do read all the comments. I do read if people send me messages. It's not even like, it's just I forget. Like, somebody will just send me something and I'll be looking at it on my phone and I won't be at my computer and I'll be like, oh, I'll type out a response to that later. And then I just can't remember doing it because something distracts me. But, yeah, just, I appreciate you guys. So, God bless. Try to have a good week. Try to stay safe out there. The world is